Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. A much overdue Fish Room vlog number 155. And there's a lot of reasons for my almost 1 month absence from YouTube. One of them, though, is my washing machine died. This is the new one. Had to be leveled, of course, and put in. While I was at it, I figured I would rewire where the dryer went just to get a little bit more into the corner and get all that stuff out of the way. And then I found out after I bought this washer, it has a different arrangement for where the water goes out, so I had to replumb all that. Just to make sure everything would fit and everything. And then while I was at it, I figured I was doing the replumbing anyway. I got a new set tub, which is nice. It's nice and clean and new. I put a P-trap on that, as you can see, and had to plumb that in. And then the last thing I needed to do, once this is all set up like this, of course, is I needed to put a new bracket on the wall to have where all the pipes came down, just to make sure it was good and solid. Usually that would be attached to those holes you see in the back there, but I didn't want to do that because this way I can easily swap out the set tub if there's an issue, because they are kind of cheap. And during that process, I needed to move all the stuff that's on that side of the basement over to this side, and what happened was one just barely touched that pipe, and as you see, it cracked this tank. Fortunately, it is, it's a well-built tank, so it's not leaking as is. What I'm going to do is, because I don't have the time at the moment, I'm going to drain that down, put some silicone on the inside just to make sure it's solid, probably a little bit on the outside as well, and then fill it back up and keep using it. At some point in the near future, I will have to, of course, build a new tank, but it's a basement, it's an unfinished floor, and I'm fine with it as that for the moment anyway. So I have done one big water change on this, and I've also done a little bit of mulm vacuuming, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. And during that process of pressure washing the floor, I actually managed to clean this floor really quite well. I got a lot of stuff out of here. I mean, I had so much stuff. I mean, a few decades of running a fish business, I just accumulated so much junk, and I'm starting to go through it, see what I actually need. This stuff I liked, a lot of good coral pieces and some shells and whatnot. And yeah, I'm trying to get this all much cleaner, much more organized. And as you can see, the piping there is all nice and clean too, so I pressure washed that. If you look right here, before I get into what's in this tank, you see how it's got a bit of buildup of stuff on the bottom. Pressure washed all that off. It was a fair amount of work. So yeah, I haven't been idle. So one of the good things that happened while I was away from YouTube is this female OB zebra had, as you can see, a really large mouthful of fry. I really like leaving the females with the fry. I think it imprints really well on them, and I think they get a better start in life. I know a lot of people like stripping them and raising them on their own because they think the females will get a little too skinny during the process. But I find this works better. It's simpler, it's less stressful on the female, and as you see, she does not eat her fry. They're doing really quite well, and it's just my preference. This is about a week later, and you just see they're getting some nice bellies on them, and I'm very happy with that. It's a nice batch. I don't want to raise too many. That's the thing I have to keep an eye on. If I end up with too many fish, I have nowhere for them to go, and that's always a bad thing. They end up running out of space, and all kinds of issues like that. There aren't any auctions here at the moment. Apparently there are going to be some in the fall, possibly, but I'll have to keep an eye on that. This pair is doing nice. I didn't really mean to pair these two off. I found a nice female, and then I was doing some cleaning and said, oh, that's a nice male. Threw him in there with her, and they're fine. She's pregnant. All guppies are pregnant. Anyway, she should have some fry. We'll see what comes out of that. I am trying to raise a few more guppies. I am getting back into breeding more danios. I want to get that going as well. These are the original adult zebra danios. I'm going to start breeding them again. There's nothing in here at the moment. I will probably set this up as possibly a fry raising thing for the danios. We'll see how it goes. There's so much that needs to happen. This is the 7-foot tank, and as you can see, there aren't angels in here anymore. These are my Hap Borlei, and they're just way too overcrowded in that tank. But because they were raised in there, had never been out of there, it was, as you can see, a very big shock to them to all of a sudden having 7 feet of space instead of 1 foot. Not so much that they're agoraphobic over it, but I think they're just shocked from having been caught. It didn't take long. I think this is 2 days later. As you can see, they're over the shock now. They've forgiven me, as it were. And one other thing, if I can spot her, there is a female who's carrying fry, which I'm very happy about because these are a lovely fish. I'm not saying anything against angels or anything, but these are very beautiful, and I'm going to try and incorporate them a little bit more into my displays. So I'm going to let them grow out in here. They have the space now. And see, they're still a little skittish, but they are getting over it, and they're a lovely fish. You're going to see one of the males there, and yeah, I'm going to try raising a few more of these and use them a bit more. They are an African, but as you can see, they do not eat plants, which is very nice. And anyway, we'll see how that goes in the long term. I do have angels still. All those angels that were in here, I needed them for clients, so they went up to those tanks. And I will be breeding more angels, of course, but at the moment I want to focus on the things that actually need. Lots of guppies. One of the things that I need is lots and lots of guppies. There's a ton of fry in here. I am going to start spreading these out. That's one of the problems. I don't like to overcrowd them. These are not as needed, but I am going to keep breeding them because they are lovely fish. They do get along quite well with guppies, of course, and they're a nice, they're good display fish. As you can see, they're breeding really well in here. They're not breeding very well on the other side, but that's because there's crabenzas in there that are eating the fry, so I have to, get another tank going for them. Always more fish than aquariums. Seems to be my biggest problem here. That and too many plants. I need to get the Danios a little bit more space. If you remember when I put, last video I did, I put a single little sprig of hornwort in here. 1 month later, this is how much hornwort's there. That's a 1 piece of hornwort. I pulled it out, and I was trying to get all the duckweed out of it. And yeah, it's 1 single piece. I broke it up, of course, and put it in several tanks. I really do like hornwort as a surface plant. It's great, as you can see there, for keeping the fry in a nice, safe environment. So I do plan a couple of videos. I want to talk to you guys, see what you think about certain plants versus certain other plants. I won't get into it too much here. I pulled this one guppy. It was not doing well. She's got some issues. I ended up calling her. I gave her a couple of days to see if she's going to recover. But no, she's just not suitable as far as breeding goes. So she was pulled out, and will go into a separate aquarium where I put all my culls, and they just go to they go to clients. As long as they stay healthy. If she doesn't pull through really well, she'll get fed off to the Africans. So anyway, that's what I've been doing for the last month. I have a bunch of other stuff coming up, so I'm back, and as you can see, things are nice and clean now, at least. Thank you very much for watching. Leave comments, let me know what you think about all this, and I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.